Hi, my name is Alex Mandrica, and today we're going to discuss how fun kills creativity and why you shouldn't use that word as a designer or a manager. Last week we discussed the difference between pleasure and fun, and I said that fun is a very weak word. And so I want to expand on the fact that it's really hurting the creative process and give you a way to avoid that problem. Because fun is really just an opinion. Players can use it to describe how they like or don't like the game, but it doesn't help a game maker to make decisions to actually build that game. If you're a designer, you want to create fun, right? So you come up with an idea and then you show it to your manager, and the problem is he can't really discuss fun because it's so personal. So he's gonna tell you I like it or I don't like it, but imagine he says I don't like it. You go back to your desk, but what you've heard is I don't like you. So your winning strategy as a designer is to say, I'm gonna become friend with that manager, and so maybe I'm gonna hope that if we're friends, he likes me better, so he's gonna like my ideas better. This is very, very damaging to the creative process because it creates pack behavior where everybody thinks the same way, and no new idea can come out of this. If you look at a programmer and you've asked him to create a fun AI, for example, he's going to look at you and say, no, what do you mean? Like, can you describe what fun is? And that's the way you actually handle creative process. You actually need to provide clear and established metrics of success. You don't ask an artist to make something beautiful because he's going to look at you and say, yeah, of course I have skills. I'm going to do something beautiful. But so let's say you want him to build a character that you have to become friend with, but you know at one point he's going to betray you. So you ask him, okay, create a design for a character that looks friendly, but because at one point he's going to betray us, there has to be a hint of doubt when you look at him. So he or she can work and then get back to you, and you can say, can you make it more friendly or less friendly, or maybe it's too obvious that he's going to betray you. So actually you can start discussing, and then that artist can get back and say, okay, so I see what we're discussing, instead of saying fun or nice or beautiful. If you look at a game like Assassin's Creed, we really wanted to make the player feel like that master assassin, a very badass character. So in that context, the clear metrics were the combat actually needs to be simple and very satisfying to support that intention. A game like Street Fighter is more about a system that you need to master and really achieve deep understanding of. So a deep system makes sense in that game, which it wouldn't have made sense in Assassin's Creed. Call of Duty, on the other side, they want you to feel like that elite soldier. And if you look at it, then that snap-on mechanic for aiming from Modern Warfare 1 makes sense. So the way you actually integrate that process, that you have to fight and defend creativity. As a creative manager, it's your role to provide these metrics to the people you actually manage. A high-level idea needs to be broken down into functional requirements. And that's typically what a lead game designer does. A producer needs to make sure that these metrics are established, communicated, and maintained. And as a designer, well, you need to make sure you really understand these metrics and these functional requirements. And if you don't, well, ask. Feeling safe about asking, feeling safe saying you didn't understand is key to maintaining and bolstering creativity. Now, if you're a designer and you know these metrics, so you come back with your idea and you say, okay, so that's how I make the game fun. And actually, they can give you feedback on these different metrics. So then you go back to your desk and you say, okay, so now I understand the rules of the game I'm playing to do a good design. So now, even though maybe I was wrong, well, it's okay. Now I understand how to win. And that's what gonna bolster your confidence and help you be creative in that environment. So as a conclusion, I would say that fun is something players can use, but if you do it as a designer, it leads to getting in the opinion world, and that's gonna crush creativity, leads to inefficiency, and probably result in a bad quality. And also, every time you use the word fun, Justin Bieber gets a new fan. So if you don't stop using it for me, at least do it for the kids. If you want more details on that topic, I'm going to link to another article I wrote on my blog down in the description. And aside from that, well, thank you for hanging out with me, and see you next time.